The turning point in your life may not arrive with fireworks. It may not come with a dramatic sign, a perfect breakthrough, or some unmistakable spiritual experience where everything suddenly makes sense. Sometimes, the turning point is much quieter than that. Sometimes it happens when you're just tired of repeating the same pattern. When you're sitting alone after another long day, realizing that the way you've been living is no longer working. Not because everything collapsed, and not because something huge happened, but because something inside of you finally stopped pretending. And that's the part most people miss. They keep waiting for life to announce the shift. But the real shift is often the moment you can no longer believe the illusion with the same strength you once did. That's the turning point. Not when everything changes on the outside, but when something on the inside refuses to keep lying. If you feel like something in you has been quietly changing, but you can't explain it clearly, you're not imagining it. There are moments in life when your old identity starts to lose its grip. You may still go through the same motions. Wake up, go to work, talk to your coworkers, handle your responsibilities, take a break and scroll your phone. Think about life for a while. Try to stay normal. But underneath all of it, something feels different. The things that used to distract you don't hit the same. The people you used to perform for don't feel as important. The worries that once consumed you still appear, but some part of you is beginning to see through them. And that can feel odd, because on the surface, you may think that nothing has changed, but internally, the structure is weakening. The old fear is still there, but it doesn't own you the same way. The old desire is still there, but it doesn't hypnotize you the way it used to. The old story is still there, but you're no longer fully inside it. This is why the turning point can feel confusing, because it does not always feel like victory. Sometimes it feels like emptiness, like disconnection, like why can't I go back to caring about what I used to care about? But that's not a failure. That's perception loosening from the false center. You may have been waiting for a moment where you finally become different. But the deeper shift begins when you realize you are not the one you thought you needed to become. The mind says, I need to fix myself. I need to become stronger. I need to be more calm. I need to become someone who finally has it all together. But look closely. Who's the one trying to become? Is it awareness? Or is it the same old mental identity trying to improve its costume? This is where the monad begins to reveal itself. The monad is not the upgraded version of your personality. It is not the perfected self. It's not your ego after it has learned better spiritual language. The monad points to the undivided source of being beneath all the changing versions of you. The one that was present before the identity formed. The one that remains while every emotion rises and falls. The one that watches the mind try to solve itself. The turning point happens when you stop mistaking the movement for the essence. You are not becoming the monad. You are noticing what never left. And that recognition does not always feel dramatic. Sometimes it feels like a quiet pause, a gap in the pattern, a moment where you would normally react, but something inside of you simply watches. That's it. That's the doorway. The reason you may not have noticed the turning point is because it was too simple. The mind expects transformation to look impressive. It wants visions, certainty, intensity, a clear before and after. But many of the most important shifts are subtle. You don't chase the same argument. You don't explain yourself as much. You notice the anxiety, but you don't immediately obey it. You feel the wound, but you don't build your whole identity around it. You see the thought, but for a second, you don't become it. That 1 second matters, because that 1 second reveals separation. Not separation from life, separation from unconscious identification. Before, the thought appeared and you were the thought. The fear appeared and you were the fear. The reaction appeared and you were the reaction. But now, even for a brief moment, there's space. And in that space, something real can be recognized. That's why the turning point is easily overlooked. Because the mind says, that was nothing. But awareness knows, that was not nothing. That was the first crack in the prison wall. That was the first breath outside the loop. That was the first moment where consciousness remembered it was not trapped inside the pattern. The monad is recognized in stillness, but not always in meditation. Sometimes it's recognized in real life, like in the moment you don't respond from your wound, or the moment you feel fear and still choose truth, or the moment you stop begging the outside world to confirm your worth, or perhaps the moment you realize peace is not something the mind can manufacture. The monad isn't far away. It's not hidden in some distant spiritual dimension. It's hidden by identification, covered by the constant belief that you are your thoughts, your emotions, and your reactions. But when the grip loosens, even slightly, the deeper reality shines through, not as an idea, but as recognition. You may not have words for it at first. You may simply feel quieter, less desperate, less willing to betray yourself for approval, less interested in proving what only insecurity needs to prove. This is not apathy. This isn't giving up. This is alignment returning. The false self is loud because it's unstable. The deeper self is quiet because it doesn't need to perform. And when that quiet center begins to become more familiar than the noise, you've crossed the threshold. Even if no one else can see it. Even if your life still looks the same. Something essential has shifted. Now here's the part that needs to be said clearly and understood. If you keep waiting for the external proof that you have changed, you may miss the change that is already happening. The ego wants evidence. It wants life to immediately reward the shift. It wants people to treat you differently. It wants circumstances to rearrange themselves. It wants a sign that says, yes, you are finally becoming who you are meant to be. But truth does not always work on the ego schedule. Sometimes the first proof is internal. You don't collapse the same way. You don't chase the same validation. You don't abandon yourself as quickly. You don't believe every thought that passes through your mind. That's real. Don't minimize it. Because the old pattern wants to survive by convincing you nothing is happening. It says you're still the same. But are you? Look honestly. Are you reacting with the same blindness? Are you believing the same fears with the same devotion? Are you letting the same people control your inner state the same way? Are you still completely asleep inside the old story? Maybe not. And if not, then stop calling it nothing. Because that's the turning point. In real life, this shift may look very ordinary. You may pause before sending the message. You may stop trying to win an argument that only feeds your pain. You may sit with discomfort without immediately escaping into distraction. You may admit, I don't want to live from this fear anymore. You may choose silence, not because you're weak, but because the reaction no longer feels like truth. You may finally see that the life you keep trying to control is being controlled by the very fear you want freedom from. And once you see that, you can't fully unsee it. That is why this phase can feel uncomfortable. The old way is familiar, but it no longer feels honest. The new way is emerging, but it doesn't feel stable yet. You're between identities, between reactions, between worlds. But don't mistake this in-between space for failure. This is where the deeper reorientation happens. You're not lost. You're learning how to live without using the false self as your compass. And yes, it may feel quiet. It may feel uncertain. It may feel less dramatic than you expected. But that doesn't make it less sacred. The seed breaks the underground before anything rises above the surface. So, if you've been wondering when the turning point will come, look closer. It may have already happened. Not as a perfect transformation, not as a finished arrival, and not as some dramatic new identity, but as a subtle refusal to keep living unconsciously. A moment of seeing, a moment of honesty, a moment where the pattern appeared, and something in you did not fully bow to it. That's where the path opens. That is where the monad is recognized. Not as something outside of you, not as something you need to chase, but as the silent reality beneath the one who has been chasing. The turning point you did not notice is this. You're beginning to see. And once seeing begins, the illusion can still appear, but it cannot completely own you the same way ever again. If this journey spoke to you, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone ready to experience life beyond thought. Comment below. What are you beginning to see clearly? I read every comment. If you would like to support my work directly, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/MagnumOpus333. Or you can explore some original merchandise at my Teespring store online. The link is in the description below. Remember, your consciousness is the key that unlocks reality. Let's keep unlocking it together. Thank you for watching. Until next time.